Salt. You can't live with it, you can't live without it. People intaking way more sodium than they should has become something of an epidemic, and on average, Americans daily consume double the recommended daily allottage. Not to mention, the salt added to foods by companies is incredibly high. According to the Campbell's website, just one can of their broccoli cheese soup contains almost 100% of the maximum recommended daily allottage of sodium, and it would surprise many salt is even added in high quantity to desserts to enhance flavor. But despite the many negative effects associated with too much salt intake, such as nerve, blood pressure, and heart problems, salt is actually extremely important for health. Hence why it is so palatable. All sorts of salts, like potassium, calcium, sodium, and magnesium salts, all have that nice salty taste and are necessary for healthy body functioning, activating enzymes, controlling water retention and blood pressure, and allowing nerve signaling through their electrical properties. I'll include a link if you want to know more about the importance of salts like magnesium salts. However, with that craving for salt comes a recipe for disaster. Pun intended. Some speculate that addictive qualities of salt meet the criteria for it being an addictive substance like heroin or morphine. But can salt actually be considered an addictive substance? The answer may surprise you. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders states these criteria for assessing whether something is addictive, requiring at least 3. Less of an effect produced with the same amount of substance taken over time, withdrawal, the substance is taken in larger amounts or over a longer amount of time than intended, the attempts to stop the substance are unsuccessful, much time and effort is put into obtaining the substance, the way of life of the individual taking the substance is impacted, and the substance is continually taken despite possible negative health or psychological effects. Such withdrawal effects have been documented with salt. Keeping mice on a low-salt diet, then giving them access to salted water, was found to ramp up the same opioid receptor pleasure sensors activated by highly addictive substances like heroin. Further, an article in the journal Medical Hypothesis notes the following regarding salt's contribution to obesity. Once people are exposed to sodium, they tend to crave more of it. Our current environment exposes us to very large amounts of sodium, and once people become addicted to sodium, they are likely to seek out ever-increasing amounts, which will almost certainly mean an ever-increasing caloric intake. Thus, because salt has the properties which give people withdrawal, unsuccessful stopping of usage, increased usage, and continual usage despite negative effects, it is an addictive substance according to the rigid guidelines of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. These findings should be taken with a grain of salt though, as opioid receptors are actually activated by many situations, such as food pleasure, exercise, or a sense of accomplishment. So the somewhat addictive qualities of salt are just one component of finding balance and moderation in life.